Alright everybody, let's try this again. Yesterday I tried doing this part 3 update on my plants and my gardening, and for some reason it was corrupted, so hopefully this works. So these are the onions and the cabbages that I put in this flower bed thing, and they haven't hardly grown at all. So there's obviously something wrong with the soil, so I'm going to have to, because that's the second year in a row now that it's done this. So I'm going to have to dump it out and start all over from scratch, but I do have other good news. That's a potato thing I made. I haven't put it to use yet because I ran out of potatoes, not tomatoes. There's my Granny Smith that I grew sprouting from a seed, and that wind's blowing pretty good today, so I got that post in there to help keep it sturdy. These are my potatoes that I planted in these buckets earlier, or containers. They are thriving. I could start putting dirt on top of them again if I want to. I'm just debating if I should or not. There's some more there. And it's a Douglas fir that I got from my work a couple years ago on Earth Day. They handed out a bunch of Doug fir trees to plant around. I don't really have room for one. I just decided to go for it anyway. There's another potato that I planted about a week and a half ago. I can't tell if it's coming up yet because the straw is in the way. We'll go over here. There's old Shaggy. Say hi, Shaggy. Hey, boy. Okay, here's some cornstarch that I planted. Or not cornstarch, but seeds. They are starts now. So 1, 2, 3. 3 of them didn't germinate. I put 2 seeds in each one. I have my cherry tree, dwarf cherry, semi-dwarf cherry. Is not growing any fruit this year, so we'll have to wait till next year. And then that other mini potato bed that I put up. They're growing alright, not doing great. And then some more cornstarch. Gonna get ready to transplant those probably next weekend. I'll let them grow one more time. Now these here, I'm not sure what they are. I planted them. There's some kind of squash, I can tell by the leaves. I don't know if it's zucchini, cucumbers, or eggplant. And then of course we got some more potatoes and the cherry tree here, which is also not producing anything. And one more bucket of something or other. I'll have to wait till it starts producing fruit or vegetables so I can see what it is. And I wanted to give an update on my Granny Smith. Yeah. That's what they look like when they're first starting out. I planted some, I sprayed them with, I don't like using chemicals, but I'm just going to see if it works because I'm tired of getting, almost half my apples got like brown spots, and they're not really worms, it's just, I don't know what the heck they are, but it's driving me nuts. All the apples are good for is applesauce. You can only eat so much applesauce. Alright, and there's some more potato. Oh yeah, my asparagus. I moved them over here because they're blocking the way of everything. And they're just going to seed now, so I'm just leaving them up there. Some more potatoes. Okay, so here's the plan. I don't know what's going on with this garden soil here, but I made a little experiment. I put this tomato in brand new garden soil and compost mixed together. And I planted that tomato and it's doing pretty good. I'd say it grew about 6 inches already since I put it in there. These other tomatoes, I also planted with some perlite garden soil mix and some other kind of organic soil and compost. And then I'll climb over this fence to get in here. I have my garden fenced off because my dog likes to run in there and get all full of mud. This tomato I put in the regular garden and just added some compost in the dirt and mixed it all together. So I'm going to see how this one does compared to these ones, and if those other ones really start sprouting some fruits, I'll know that my garden soil sucks and I'll have to do some kind of amending to it. Anyway, remember when I told you about all those bees on my raspberries? Well, here they are. Hundreds of them. I don't know if you can hear it, but they are buzzing up a storm in there. They're going gonzo on my raspberries. Now I know why I have so many raspberries every year. There's mason bees in here, there's bumblebees, and I haven't seen any honeybees yet. But I'm pretty sure that's a mason bee right there. Yeah, there's just hundreds of them. They're all over the place. If you could hear it, you can hear it buzzing like crazy in here. Then my Red Delicious. It's not really panning out this year for some reason. I might have cut it back too far and shocked it or whatever. But now it's spending all of its energy on growing new branches and stuff instead of fruits. But this Granny Smith is just plush with apples. I mean, there's dozens and dozens of them here. I bet I could get at least 2 or 3 bushel baskets maybe when they get bigger. We'll see. Anyways, here's some zucchini that I planted. Some squash, some other zucchini, and another squash. They call it Blue Hubbard. I don't know what it is, but it looks like one of those kind of squash my wife likes. So I'm gonna try growing those. And in case you're wondering what all this plastic's for, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and it rains like crazy in June, especially. I mean, one year my garden got so wet from all the rain that it really didn't do anything. So I put this on there, and so when it rains, the rain doesn't get on it, but it's still got room to get sunlight and stuff. Yeah. My strawberries are doing pretty good. And of course I got some green beans here. I started those from seeds, so I'm going to transplant those bad boys next week also. They do pretty good in my garden soil, so. And my Brussels sprouts are really going good. And this cabbage here is going pretty good. All these cabbage were about this size when I first put them in the ground. This one got a little bigger, that one got a little bigger, that one got a lot bigger. But when we go over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. And my currant bush, it's so heavy with those currants, the branches are tipping over. I don't know if you can see all those green berries on there, but that's going to be bright red pretty soon. And they're delicious. You put them in a bowl with a little milk and some sugar. And I'm not sure what happened to this tree, or this currant bush, but it's not doing too well. I don't know if those potatoes are killing it or just didn't pan out this year. Okay, and then I got some more potatoes here. They're all doing good. There's a whole bunch of potatoes in there from like a couple years ago. They just grow every year, and I leave a few of them in there and they just pop back up again. And then my peonies are doing good. They're coming out of their container already. That's why I put it up, because these branches just, they grow all over the place. And then when the flowers bud out. You'll see them pretty soon. These things are all sticky. The bees love it. Ants love it. Usually there's ants all over these things. There's one right there. Oops, it just went on behind the board. The bees apparently like it too, because they're all over it also. I don't know if you can see them. Oh yeah, there's some ants on there right there. Anyway, these two big ones are white peonies, and then that one's a red one. And then that cabbage was the same size as all the other ones, and it's like, I'd say at least 3 times the size of the other ones. And I planted some eggplants in here. Let's see how they pan out. And then some other onions. And then I built this plastic thing here to cover it, because it rains, like I said. I take it off in the summertime, obviously, but yeah. So I wanted to show you my plum tree here. I discovered something. There's plums growing right there. There's one there. One there. Where'd that other one? There was a bigger one here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Right there, if you can see it. So I just got my little fruit spray and sprayed those. They're still wet with it. So that's probably why I didn't touch it. So that's not bad. I put that in there last year, and it's thriving actually. I'm debating if I'm going to cut those branches off down below there, because I kind of want to have it so all the fruit's up about shoulder high here, so I can just pluck them off as we need them. And then in here I got my blueberries. They had a buttload of flowers on them this year, so, and these onions are going to seed. I just almost, but I don't know if those things turn into blueberries afterwards, right here, or I don't know. It's too early, I guess. And anyways, if any of the subscribers know if that's how blueberries start out, can they let me know? And then I got a cucumber there. And then I got 2 more cucumbers over here. They're going to climb up. I had some rope hanging down there, but that tree right there, or not a tree, that branch, I'm going to use that to help it climb. And yeah, last year it was all over this fence, like almost the entire length of this bed against the fence. I had dozens and dozens of cucumbers. Oh, there's a bee on my blueberries. See, there's a flower right there. Yeah, so hopefully those will turn into blueberries too. I just noticed those flowers actually while I was in here. Anyway, that's an update on the garden. I'll probably make this part 3, and then my wife's roses and this red cedar, or whatever cedar it is here. I never did plant it because I didn't want to have a big ass cedar in my yard, but it's dying. So anyway, that's the update on the garden. Thanks everybody for watching. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.